I never believed in ghosts or the supernatural. I thought all the stories were just tales told to scare children at night. But that was before I spent a night in the haunted corn maze. It was a typical autumn evening when my friends and I decided to check out the local corn maze. It was advertised as a fun and spooky attraction with scarecrows, animatronics, and actors dressed in creepy costumes lurking in the shadows. We thought it would be a good way to get into the Halloween spirit. As we entered the maze, the sun began to set behind us, casting long shadows across the field. The corn stalks towered above us, rustling in the breeze, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The maze seemed much bigger than I had anticipated, and I quickly realized that getting lost was a real possibility. As we made our way through the maze, we encountered several spooky scenes, including a graveyard filled with fake tombstones, a scarecrow that seemed to come alive, and an old abandoned farmhouse that looked like it belonged in a horror movie. Each time, I laughed nervously, thinking it was all just part of the show. But then, things started to get really scary. I heard strange noises coming from the corn stalks, like something was moving through them. At first, I thought it was just an actor in a costume, but the sounds were too loud and too real. Suddenly, I heard a roar that made my blood run cold. It was like nothing I had ever heard before, a deep and guttural sound that seemed to be coming from something massive. I turned around and saw a giant monster that towered over the cornstalks, its eyes glowing in the darkness. I froze in terror as the monster charged towards us, its massive arms swinging wildly. My friends and I scattered in different directions, trying to find a way out of the maze. I could hear my heart pounding in my chest as I blindly ran through the cornstalks, trying to find my way back to the entrance. But the monster was relentless, and it seemed to be everywhere at once. I could hear its heavy footsteps behind me, and I knew that if I didn't find a way out soon, I was going to be its next victim. Finally, after what felt like hours of running, I stumbled out of the maze and collapsed on the ground, gasping for air. I looked up and saw my friends, all of us shaken and terrified, but alive. I never went back to that corn maze again, but the memory of that night haunts me to this day. I never thought I would believe in ghosts or monsters, but that night, I learned that there are some things that are beyond our understanding, and some horrors that we can never escape.